How does an e-bike work? An e-bike combines your own effort with the power of an electric motor. This motor assists you up to around 25 km per hour. The current for that extra push is supplied by the battery, which is located in the rear carrier. The motor in an e-bike is fitted in the middle of the bike, in the rear wheel or in the front wheel. Smart sensors measure your speed, your pedal force, or your pedal rotation and use this information to provide the appropriate electric assistance. An e-bike is very easy to operate, with controls on the handlebar. This is where you select the level of assistance, for example. There is also a display on your handlebar with readouts for everything, such as how fast you are going or how far you have already ridden. Which type of e-bike will suit me? The type of e-bike that suits you best will depend on how you use it. Each type of bike has its own specific pluses. A front-wheel motor is very quiet. It is the one that looks most like an ordinary bike, and it boasts a free wheel feature, which also gives you an effortless ride when the electric assistance is switched off. A bike with a rear wheel or mid-mounted motor is powerful and handles like an ordinary bike. In addition, a bike with a mid-mounted motor also boasts optimum weight distribution and needs little maintenance. So, do you cycle mainly on flat terrain? If so, an e-bike with a front-wheel motor will suit you best. On the other hand, do you ride more often through hilly countryside? You're better off with an e-bike with a mid-mounted motor. What do these two bikes have in common? A battery nicely integrated into the luggage carrier, as well as a choice of batteries with various ranges. How far can I go on my e-bike? The battery on an e-bike supplies the current for the motor. The capacity of the battery will determine how far you can go on your bike, its range. What range will suit you depends on how you intend to use your bike. If you want to take it on long rides, then you will need more range, which means a high-capacity battery. If you use it more often for short distance, then you will manage fine with a shorter range. After all, you can charge your battery from any power socket. A battery's range is an indication. How far you can actually go on your e-bike will depend on a number of factors. First and foremost, on the assistance level you have selected. The highest setting takes the most out of the battery. It also depends on how much you are carrying or how often you cycle uphill, and whether it is cold or indeed warm outside. So always take your own cycling pattern into account. What is the difference between a standard, continuously variable and automatic gear system? You have a choice of standard or continuously variable gears on your e-bike. How do they work? Continuously variable gears have an infinite number of speeds. This means you don't shift from first to second to third, etc. as with ordinary gears. Instead, you can select anything in between. This gives you the perfect gear at any given time. An automatic gear system also features continuously variable gears, but ones you no longer need to shift yourself. You set your own ideal pedal frequency, and your e-bike will then shift of its own accord, the same as an automatic in a car. What is the difference between a rotation sensor and a pedal force sensor? An e-bike uses smart sensors. These sensors measure your speed, your pedal force, or your pedal rotation, and use this information to provide you with the optimum electric assistance. A pedal force sensor measures the amount of effort you are applying to the pedals. The more effort you apply, the greater the power output from the motor. A major benefit of this is that the assistance from your e-bike feels entirely natural, which is great, for instance, if you are cycling through hilly countryside. A rotation sensor signals the rotation of your pedals, thus establishing that your bike is in motion. This is the signal for the electric assistance to kick in. The benefit of this sensor is therefore that it gives you maximum assistance with minimum effort. What is the difference between the four types of brake systems? Good brakes are of course most important for your safety. That is why the brake systems on your e-bike are of the highest quality. However, there is quite a choice: roller brakes, rim brakes, hydraulic rim brakes, disc brakes, etc. The difference between them lies mainly in braking power and maintenance. All brake types ensure you will stop safely and in time. but you will come to a halt sooner with one brake system than with another. Maintenance is also an important factor when choosing your brakes. The fact is that one type will require more maintenance than another. The best choice will depend on what you think is important and what you like. Would you like to try out all the brake types? Come and have a test ride at a Gazelle dealer in your area.